BVS is a movie I have been looking forward to for a long time. Hell, who hasn't been waiting for Batman and Superman to appear alongside each other in live action? Not to mention Wonder Woman joining in as well. It's a DC fan's wet dream to see the Trinity in live action. It seemed like this movie was just never going to come out, but at last, in March 2016, it finally came. BVS is a movie I am very mixed on. There's tons to love and hate here. I'll start off by saying Ben Affleck is one of the most comic accurate Batmans we've ever had in live action. Just by his suit alone, we finally got the gray and black suit. But not just that, this is a Batman that you can see criminals being afraid of. Affleck's Batman has a very physical and frightening presence, something I never felt about previous live action versions of the character, though I didn't appreciate them having Batman killing people. Speaking of Ben's Batman, I also really bought Alfred and Bruce's chemistry in this movie. The best parts of the movie are with them, just the conversations. They feel so much like Alfred and Batman's relationship. And just like Man of Steel, BVS is filled with tons of great shots, effects, and excellent cinematography. Not to mention the music. Beautiful Lie being a standout as soon as the movie opens with Thomas and Martha's death. The movie opening on Bruce Wayne, giving us his perspective of the Metropolis destruction, was a great choice, as they blended it in pretty well with the ending of Man of Steel, and gave us a more citizen kind of perspective. And of course, as a DC fan, I come in my pants like a 15-year-old watching Pornhub Premium when I see Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman interacting in live action. This is something DC fans have been waiting for their entire lives, and the movie delivers on it. Even though Wonder Woman doesn't show up until the end of the movie, she steals the movie with highlights, how much of a badass warrior Wonder Woman is, taking on Doomsday. The Trinity vs. Doomsday was my favorite part of the movie. Now, as I mentioned in the beginning, BVS is a mixed bag for me, so now I'll explain my big issues with the movie. And which subject to better start off with than the man himself, Jesse Eisenburg. Lex Luthor in this movie? Ugh, Jesus Christ. What were they thinking? Why in the hell would you take one of the most badass and intimidating men in all of comics, Superman's arch nemesis, and turn him into a bumbling idiot? All of Lex's scenes are cringy as hell. He spends the entire movie rambling about gods and tribes, and you're just left wondering, what the hell? His wig looks so terrible too. And his little ooh, ah, all his little noises he makes in the movie, they were annoying as hell. I can almost go as far as to say he ruins the movie. If they handled Lex Luthor much more serious and got a more physically intimidating actor, I would have enjoyed this movie a lot more. The second biggest crime, in my opinion, would be all the subplots that just waste your time. Like the Bullet subplot with Lois Lane. Good lord, was the subject a snoozer. Nobody comes to see a Batman vs. Superman movie to see Lois Lane investigating why some men in a desert tried to frame Superman for some people he didn't kill, and who was behind it. It was just really boring, and it really drags the movie down a lot in the pacing. I wish they would have just cut it from the movie. The movie wastes so much time with dumb scenes like a handicapped man climbing on a Superman statue and spray painting it, or showing a random criminal, Batman branded, getting shanked in prison. And they are also trying to set up the Justice League in this movie by having Wonder Woman reading an email, which has to be the most lazy and confusing way to do it, because general audiences aren't going to know what the fuck is going on in this scene. And as someone who knows these characters and who, what they're trying to do, all I was just saying in my head was, what the fuck? This movie is called Batman v Superman, and yet the Batman and Superman fight only lasts for about 8 minutes, and it could have been easily resolved if Superman had just spit out what was going on as soon as he got there. The Batman vs. Superman fight was cool, yeah, I'll give them that, but it would have been much better if I actually understood why they were fighting in the first place. I mean, are they really suggesting Batman's stupid enough to fight this godlike being just because he's seen him fighting Zod in Metropolis? And don't have any idea Superman has a mother? I mean, it shouldn't be hard to figure out that Clark Kent's mother, Martha Kent, is alive. Batman would be prepared since he spent a long time preparing for his fight with Superman. If you want a better Batman vs. Superman story, you should check out The Dark Knight Returns or World's Finest. I think they handled this kind of story much better than BVS did. Though I guess it could be worse. At least it wasn't as bad as Suicide Squad or Justice League.